the next level.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Coach Tiffany Parra, Editor-in-Chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Today, we are taking center stage on the Own It Publishing platform with one of our amazing contributing writers. We are talking about health and wellness and how to nurture our children, our next generation, on how to be healthy as they just go into their years. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her on in. Hello, Coach Karen. How are you?
Yes. Hello. How are you? Always appreciative to be able to, share some wisdom today. I'm grateful. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of the Phoenix Fitness Fanatics family, as well as the Own It Publishing platform family as well. Please, for those that may not have met you just yet, share with them who you are, where you're from, a little bit about what you do.
Okay. My name is Coach Karen A. Scott. I am a certified holistic health coach as well as a certified purpose development coach, focusing on every aspect of our body, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, relationally, even with our business and our ministry, and just spiritually as well. And it's all about elevating the mind, body, and soul. And from New Jersey, a Jersey girl who happens to live in Dover, Delaware right now. And I'm looking forward to sharing tips on nurturing our children towards better health and wellness.
Yes. Well, let's go ahead and dig on in, Coach Karen. So please just kind of share with our audience, just kind of an overview of, our topic of the day. And we'll go ahead and we'll dig on into some questions for you today.
Sure. Yeah. Well, as we know, first of all, the children that we have are our next generation. So their health is the cornerstone of their overall well-being. It shapes them not only for the present, but in the future as well. What happens when kids are more healthier? They excel academically, socially, and emotionally. Our physical health and their physical health, they play a pivotal role that enables them to participate in various things like sports and, various physical activities where they can contribute to not just their well-being, but to the world.
Right.
And the only way they can do that is to make sure that their bones, their muscles, their cardiovascular system are all working in sync. We want them to embrace a healthy lifestyle.
That's right.
So they can have that strong foundation. We want them to, just look at it as it's part of what they are, who they are and what they do, not as a task. We don't, now I got to do this, now I got to do. Let it be something that just flows in, it's part of their lifestyle. They agree with it, and, just be supportive and have a supportive environment. And I think that would make their flow into the betterment of their health and wellness much easier for them to create that lifestyle that they should have.
Absolutely. And like you said, those are, our children are the ones that are going to be, taking care of us as, we, get into our, golden years and things. So we want to make sure that they are, healthy and that their minds are healthy and that they are, in all aspects, balanced, right?
Yes.
So what are some ways that we can, get our children involved with, just being healthy, right? I mean, because, there's a lot of phones in hands and game consoles and things like that. And kids today are really just stagnant. I'm just going to say,
Yes. Yes.
so what are some ways that we can get them involved and just being healthy?
Because they're stagnant and they're always talking about they're bored.
Right. Yeah.
You're bored
Make them bored.
because the phone is not allowing you to even increase your endorphins because you're just doing this the whole time. Let's,
Right. Right.
promote and encourage physical activity.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to look like exercise to them, but maybe get out there and do some outdoor playing. When we were
Right.
younger, we couldn't wait to get outside to, jump rope or
Right.
run up and down the block just to say we're running.
Yes.
Just
Ride
get out
bike.
there because that's going to strengthen their bones, their muscles, and their cardiovascular health.
Right.
Active play is so essential to their overall physical well-being and development. Now, I'm not saying that the phone is, a bad thing,
Yeah.
but get into the habit of doing some type of physical activity. Have them do something where they're working their mindset, giving them better focus, better clarity, and then the brain is just receiving a lot of positive,
Right.
vibes. You can pick up a book, read a book, maybe do a puzzle.
Yeah. Keep your
There's
mind
so
like a
many kids
puzzle.
that
Right.
get the brain going, get those cognitive skills going,
Yeah.
because the phone is just having them doing just that, this. And the rest of your body is just sitting there.
Right. Yeah. And it's hard on your eyes,
Yes,
you
our
know?
eyes, definitely.
Yeah.
Even with the blue screen, I know we're going to talk about the alleviation of the phone in a little bit, but even when you put on the blue screen, you're still affecting your eyes because you're still just constantly looking at the screen, whether it's the phone or a desktop or a laptop. It's all the same. It's all the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Encourage physical activity.
Yeah. No, that I remember, when my son was growing up, we would do like 5Ks and things like that because I wanted to get him involved because it made it fun for me as well. We made it kind of a competition, which was really, really cool, and it really helped me with my weight loss journey because I found something for my family and I to do.
Yes.
It was all about me and my son, and he absolutely loved it. We did, I mean, color runs, bubble runs, mud runs, you name it. That's what we were doing. And even now, as an adult, and we'll get in a few other things with him too, is, he likes to run. He likes to stay physical.
Yes.
And I do think that that's from, just being able to be out there with mom running. And
Yes.
I always put him in sports too. And I left it open to him. Like, let's try everything,
Just try it.
And that's what
Yeah.
it is. Just let your kids try everything. If they
Try it. Yes.
basketball, soccer, tennis, football, whatever it is that they want to do. I mean, my son did water polo for a while, and I was like, "What, water polo?" But
Yeah, just try it.
can,
It doesn't mean you have to do it forever.
right?
Maybe you will, but just try it because that'll be something that you are, allowing your body to be physically, active and moving. And I love the fact that, and that's something we all can do because I did a lot of things with my daughter as well, that you do things together.
Right.
That's part of encouraging. That's part of encouraging them to do that physical activity.
Yeah.
And let them make their own choice when it comes to sports. Like you just said, try it out. If you like it, keep it going. If you don't, try something different. It's not about what you like. Sport-wise, let them try.
They like.
Let them try.
It's like, even though we might all want to live vicariously through our kids a lot of times, we want them to be happy because if we put them in something that they're not, happy in, right? Then it begins to be now a mental toll.
Yeah.
Now it's affecting them in a negative way, and
Yes.
we want the physical activity to be something that's fun, something that
Yes.
doesn't feel like work because they
Right.
can do it, all the time and they're happy with it. So
Right.
I love, just being involved like that. Now also
Right.
nutrition as well, right? Because our kids they watch how we eat. They watch
Yes.
what we're doing, So I think nutrition is also
That's key.
very important as well,
Yeah.
right?
That's key. Because there's so many different varieties of nutritious foods that we can eat ourselves, which is also going to encourage them to eat healthier. You
Right.
have the fruits, the vegetables, the whole grains, the lean protein, the, certain, dairy products like the yogurts and,
Mhm.
just things that's going to support optimal growth
Right.
and development. So I think that today is even better and better as the days go on with the different stores, and the restaurants and farmers markets. They're all carrying these healthy options. You
Yeah.
just have to go forth and look out and see what's out there. You
Right.
know, do some history, do some research in your area. Where's the farmers markets? Where's the
Mhm.
stores that carry these healthy options? Because when your child or children see you shopping healthy, then they're going to want to be a part and have them be a part of that shopping experience.
Absolutely. Right.
Yeah, definitely.
My son used to love going to the farmers market with me, and then like even now it's like I get out there, I take my dog, and I love going to the farmers markets because they're also supporting your local,
Yes,
farmers,
yes,
and the people in your community
right.
are coming out, and that, just being able to support, those small businesses,
Yes,
well, it's just so important. So that's why I love going to the farmers markets. You find so many cool things there. So yeah.
definitely,
So
definitely.
when we're eating healthy, I know a lot of people think about, oh man, we got to cut out everything, right? It's like, we got to diet, we got to do all this stuff. Um, it's not really. I mean, so like you don't have to cut out all the sweet treats, right? I
No,
mean, like let's talk about just how we can eat some of those sweet treats, how we can incorporate some healthier sweet treats that may even actually taste better, right?
yes.
Than their nasty counters over here. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, need to really talk about limiting sugary drinks and snacks because there are alternatives out there. Of course, yes, definitely want to do water because we
Yeah.
need to make sure we're hydrated. Plenty of
Mhm.
fruits, nuts, and yogurt. Try your best to get the organic and the non-GMO and the gluten-free, because that does help to reduce, obesity risk and dental issues. Now, I know
Yeah.
backstage we talked about a few things that we do for, ourselves as far as, these sweet snacks. I told you about the uh, cups I found at Trader Joe's made with sunflower seeds.
Yes.
It's a
Ooh,
peanut
yeah.
butter cup, but it's sunflower seeds. You can make your own fruit snacks. You make, the savory and sweet pizza. You can make a lot of things on your own. It's just so many options.
Yeah.
Then you have these small stores, and I really want to admonish you to shop and support small because you
Yeah.
do have a lot of stores and shops that they have healthy options, nutritional options, snacks. So, again, in your area, find these places, introduce your children to these places because then
Yep.
that'll be instilled in their mind when they want something sweet. If you're not able to bake, they'll go, oh, can we go to, so and so? Because I know they make these amazing, cookies or these amazing fruit snacks, or maybe it could be a nice chocolate bar, that's
Right.
made just with chocolate. There
Mhm.
are,
Mhm.
so many options. Like I said, you could do it at home, but if you're not wanting to do that, they are out there. You
Oh
just have
yeah.
to do your
Oh yeah.
research.
Yeah.
Stop
Especially
throwing everything on the end cap in your shopping cart
right.
because that's what they want you to do.
They do. They want you to go for those in-cap feeds, and yeah, no, they're most of them are not good, especially in the major grocery stores. So Trader Joe's has a really, really good chocolate, one of my favorites that I found when I started in my journey,
Mm.
and it's a Belgian chocolate bar. Because I'm a chocoholic, I really am, but it's so rich that you just they're 100-calorie bars. 100-calorie bars. You can either get dark chocolate or you can
Mm.
get the milk chocolate. Dark chocolate only had 7 grams of sugar, which is excellent.
Nice.
And I mean, I'd eat the whole thing. Sometimes I'd just take half of it. And because it
Mm.
was so rich, I was good.
Yeah.
And even my son I would give him one, and
Right.
being able to give him 100-calorie, bar that has, 7 grams of sugar in one. I think the milk chocolate had, 10 grams of sugar, which is still a lot less than
Than the average
the
chocolate
average
bar.
chocolate bar.
Yeah.
You're looking
Yeah.
at 35, 40, grams of sugar in one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's definitely a lot of
They're
options.
out there. Yeah. Because even this store here, it's called Renders. They have this chocolate bar that I love, and it has like the sea salt printed on top with
Mm-hmm.
almonds in it, but it's just dark chocolate. Like you said, it's less than 10 grams of sugar. Uh, it is rich.
Mm-hmm.
If you eat it all, if I eat it all at once, then I'm just like, okay, well, you don't need any more chocolate for a long, long time. Or I'll
Right.
just take a piece off or whatever. But the thing is, don't, because a lot of people think, oh, we got to cut out the snacks and and the
Yeah.
sugars.
No,
What can
you
we
don't.
eat now? There are things out there that you can eat. You
Yes.
just have to look, like I said previously, stay away from the end caps because that's where they want you to shop.
Right.
Let's throw this in here, and then read the labels.
Read the labels.
Read the labels.
Absolutely.
That's
And
really
look for the fruits. I mean, I like whenever I want something sweet, I'll tend to now lean towards the fruits because
yes,
I'm very conscious of my sugar levels,
yes,
right? So, and I know that the natural sugars are going to, burn in my system
yes.
better
Mm-hmm.
than the other processed,
And the other process, yeah.
or any of the other, stuff out there, right? So, I mean, even if you go with like honey versus, sugar and things like that as well, it's still gonna have a little more of a, sugar level in it than some of this other stuff. So yeah, so fruits, everybody. I mean, you just find your favorite fruit and and even make smoothies. Like you can do smoothies with them and oh man. Oh yeah.
So much you can do. It's like get those creative juices flowing.
Yes.
What is it that you like? Yeah.
Don't cut out the sweet stuff, just make changes, make adjustments, pivot, and and again, start small. I've said it previously in other interviews. Just start small. Start small. So frozen grapes. That was one of the first things that I started doing. Frozen grapes. Those are amazing. I mean, they can almost taste like candy, frozen grapes. So
yeah, my aunt, she would always have frozen grapes.
Yeah.
For the children. Because at first she was like, frozen grapes. But like you said, that's like the best candy.
It is.
It's like it is so good.
Definitely try that, y'all. And even like bananas, I'll slice bananas and put a little dark chocolate on bananas, freeze them. The best. I mean, they actually sell those. Dole sells those. You can get them in the package, but I would rather make it myself.
Do it yourself. Yes.
But I know that the sugar content is going to be a little bit lower. And there's no extra anything in there either.
Exactly.
Even when you're buying something as simple as that, you still got to look at the labels sometimes because there's still other stuff in there that we really are trying to avoid. So yeah.
And I think that's what does it when you're on this healthy lifestyle, which is our lifestyle. you do tend to look for ways to do a lot for yourself when it comes to, cooking and baking and, making your shakes or your desserts and things of that nature. Because one, you can be more creative,
Right.
and it's going to be less of whatever it is you get from the store, less sugar, less carbs. We need these things, but not to the extreme. So
Right.
that's something to think about. Like you said, fruits, you can do a lot with fruit.
Yep.
You can
Yep.
do a lot.
Absolutely.
Smoothies, like, the dried fruit,
Yep.
that's just like eating. If you don't like eating, because I don't like eating like raw apples.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get like the dried fruit because that's an apple
Yeah.
in the bag. That's a whole apple. And it's just that. It's an
Right.
apple. There's nothing added to it. There's no sugars. It's just the natural sugar from the apple itself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you just have to, be creative, research where you shop. And when you make that lifestyle change, it just becomes part of what you do. It's not even a habit. It's what you do.
What you do.
It's what you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I love
definitely.
it. So how can we cultivate that healthy family time? How can people kind of bring this together? Because again, we got our kids over here doing all this stuff, got us being busy, and a lot of times when we're busy, we're just like, okay, let's just get this together, just flow.
Look
But
like
we're doing it individually. So how can we cultivate the family to come together and just be more healthier?
yeah, with the busy time and how, the hours of what your parents work and your school and after school activities, you have to block out that time. You got to dedicate some quality time. We mentioned earlier about meals together, not just meals together, have them be a part of the prep for the meal. Yeah,
Right.
you think they might uh, be resistant at first, but hey, so what? Bring them in the kitchen. Once they start, being involved, they might find something from the meal prep that they like to do. Maybe they might be the one that want to bring all the ingredients out and all the spices and all the seeds. They might be the one that want to set the table,
Yeah.
or the one that fills the dishwasher or actually wash the dishes. You
Yeah.
know, During that time, you're just having some quality time together, and you could be talking about your day, what you did for the day, how did their day go, be it good or bad. Just be that
Mm-hmm.
listening ear for one another. Just
Mm-hmm.
share those experiences. What it does is just strengthens the bonds and it creates
Yeah.
lasting memories. Maybe after dinner, maybe take a trek outside,
Yeah. Right.
walk around the
Exactly.
block, come back in and play, a short board game or something, something that doesn't involve a computer or the phone. And it's going to be good for you as well
Right.
because you're
Yeah.
bringing that as a wind down moment for both you and your children. It's just stepping away from all that technology and just coming into the physical of being together. I
Right.
think that's just the best way to nurture and cultivate family time.
Yeah, it's so important, so important to just take that time, And like you said, meal prepping together, figuring out who's good at what, right? I mean, because that's going to take the stress off of us as parents, and then it's also going to give them some life lessons. These are things that they're going to be able to take into their families as they get older and they start establishing that getting outdoors. I
Yeah.
mean, and having those outdoor adventures together is, I don't, we used to go to amusement parks all the time with our
Mhm.
family. And we loved that. I mean, that was just great because we knew we were going to be running around the park and we were just happy to have, mom and dad there as well. And it was fun to bring them on the roller coaster sometimes. I mean, usually my mom
Yes.
wouldn't run, but my dad would go on them and just seeing his reactions and stuff like that. We had so many memories, after
That's a beautiful
years
thing.
after to just be able to share. So that is so important. So definitely make sure you're cultivating that and getting away from those screens. Now that leads me to my next question here because our kids are on these screens an awful lot, and
Mhm.
it is impacting their health. We've got a lot of obese children
Mhm.
out We have a lot of children that are having, eye issues and things
Yes.
like that. So when we're thinking about, that screen time, how much screen time do you feel like how much should they have? How much should they have, and when should they shut it off? When should we tell them, hey, it's time
Time
to
to be done. It's like time to be done. That's like my favorite. That's it. Time to be done. Uh, Screen time, and it's for us as well. When you think about this screen time, and you're going to limit your children, and you're going to say, okay, you're doing it throughout school before you get home from work. Uh, Maybe an hour after school, take it down for a minute because you get ready to have that family time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they, should they think they need to be on it? Because I think when you set boundaries, it's going to be difficult at first for some, but if
Yeah.
you keep the boundaries in place, maybe after dinner, maybe that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically, 2 to 3 hours before you go to sleep, you should be off the screens anyway,
Right.
because that's going to help you wind down for the evening
Mm-hmm.
without all this busyness and noise going on. Because even us as adults, we need to do the same thing, because if we don't, we get into what I call doom scrolling. Because now
Mm-hmm.
you're starting to scroll, now you're looking, and now you're seeing bad news, and now you got to see what that's talking about, and now you're getting a pop up. You got to see what that's saying, and keep going. And next thing you know, it's midnight.
Right.
So 2 to 3 hours for all the household.
Mm-hmm.
Shut
Mm-hmm.
it down. Shut down the phones. Shut down the computer, the laptops. Shut it down. I treat my phone as a landline when I go to bed. I put it on my dresser across the room.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you can also set ringtones for different people, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
business, family, friends. So that way, if it's family, it may be an emergency, so you would answer it.
Oh,
But for the most part, you want to shut it down. Start
yeah.
promoting creativity, social interaction and cognitive development, such as reading, like I
Mm-hmm.
mentioned before, playing board games, even finding something that they're interested in as a hobby. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
I found a new one that my neighbor told me about called diamond art,
Oh.
and I didn't have any idea what she was talking about, and she showed me what it was. And you get it from the craft store, diamond art. And what you're doing is you're taking little tiny pieces of gemstones
Uh-huh.
and placing it in these different areas. It's almost like it's color coded
Yeah.
that you can do. So, like diamond art, or, you know, like I said, puzzles. But I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to check that diamond art thing out, because I like the color.
Me too. I love the color. Oh my goodness. I have my own little,
Mm-hmm.
little
Color
board.
makes you can
Mhm.
make crafts. You can do ornaments. You can make ornaments together. That's what my parents used to do. Every Christmas, we would make ornaments together. So every year, we had an ornament to add to the tree, which I thought was really fun, because that brought the whole family together,
Yeah.
including my brother. So there are plenty things that we can do. And what is that doing? It's just creating just a positive flow. You even begin to feel better,
Right.
because you're not so worn out by these screens,
Yeah.
because you're pretty
Yeah.
much on there all day. So
Right.
the
And even
least
if
you can do is get
business,
off. Yeah.
even business, it's like learn to be able to just, when you can shut it down. Sometimes
Yes.
we just keep going and going and going. We
Hmm.
need to just say we're done. So,
Yes. Just
and I
be
love
done. Yeah.
that the whole household,
Yeah.
because that right there, and is that's leading by example,
Yes.
right? And
Leading
that
by
is
example.
so important for us to lead by example when it comes to creating that healthy lifestyle. They are going to do what they see us doing.
Exactly.
If they see us eating well, they're going to eat well. If they see us, working out and being very consistent and very diligent in our practice, they're going to do that as well. They may not do it the same,
Right.
but they will adopt some
Some
type
of
of
them.
healthy
Yeah.
lifestyle just from watching us,
Yeah.
and it is so important. I mean, I shared with you backstage, about my son, um, when I was out trying to train him when he was in sports, and I would tell him this is how you have to eat, and if you want to gain muscle, you do this amount of protein, and you do this, you want to eat your oatmeals, and you want to do this that. If you're wanting to bulk, this is how you do it. And he didn't listen at that time, but
Mm-hmm.
now that he's going through the Navy Academy, it's now he's doing that, and he's like, wow, I'm gaining weight and I'm doing all this and I'm bulking up, mom. I mean, I got all this muscle going. And it's like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like I'm so glad that I
Yeah.
planted that seed, because he's in a position now where he really needs that. And
He
he's like,
needs it. Yeah.
so strong.
Yeah.
And the workouts are getting so much easier every single day. Like, this is awesome,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, wow, like,
Yeah.
see, this is really cool, and it
That's
teared
awesome.
me up a little bit, because I was like, wow, what I actually said and how I have
Planted
been
the seed.
proven,
Yeah.
and he loves juicing and all that stuff. And
Mhm.
he's like, man, as soon as I get out of here, I'm going to get this, and I'm going to start doing these things. And it's amazing to
You
see. And
planted the seeds, and everyone that's listening here, listen to what Coach Tiffany just said. She planted the seed, but not only did she plant the seed, she was consistent with the planting of the seed.
right,
So when you're planting the seed and you're consistent and you're nurturing, all along you're nurturing, whether they're taking it on it or not, right then and there, but you're nurturing, and now you're seeing from all of that planting, watering, nurturing, now you're seeing some fruit coming from that.
that's right. That's right.
But it's the consistency. You got to continue to do, you lead by example,
That's right.
demonstrating positive, healthy habits,
That's right.
making nutritious food choices, staying active, and managing all of that helps with your stress and your self care.
That's
It's
right.
just going to make your life and your children's life, so much better, because that's like they're in this supportive, healthy environment. Because a lot of times parents will say, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, but they don't seem to be listening, or they don't want to make a transformation. But you're planting that seed, and now you're seeing what's happening, because he's beginning to thrive,
That's right.
with what you shared and showed him by leading by example.
Right.
So
Yeah.
key.
And still doing it to this day. It's been well over a decade, but going on 2 decades, and I'm still doing the same
Yeah,
exact
that's
thing
it.
that I've been doing. I mean, even through injuries, things like that, you gotta
Just
stay
keep going.
consistent.
Yeah.
Just,
Mhm.
just flow with the process. So
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
Wow.
Coach Karen, so is there any words of wisdom, words of encouragement that you want to give our audience today, when they're just trying to, help to build this healthier lifestyle in their family unit, and they may, kind of run into some situations. What's some words of wisdom, words of encouragement for them?
Well, as I mentioned before, make sure that you're consistent, whichever tips you choose to go by or use, because this is going to help you with your daily routine as well as the children. As I mentioned, it's helping create a supportive environment that values health and well-being. And then your children will thrive and lead healthy lives. And when we see that our children are happy and thriving, then we are happy and thriving. And your body and their body will thank you for it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Coach Karen, I want to thank you so much for joining us today and dropping all these nuggets of knowledge and wisdom. This has just been amazing. I hope you all that are tuning in, either right now or the replay, that you all really just got a lot out of this, because there was a lot said today. So definitely put some of these things in practice because again, as she said, when you're consistent in living that healthier lifestyle, your children are going to be consistent with it as well. And that generation, our up and coming generation, those are the ones that are going to be taking care of us, that are going to be the leaders in the world. So let's make sure that we give them the best that we can so they can be physically, mentally, spiritually, and financially fit. I want to thank you all for joining us today, and we will see you next time. And if you would like to connect with or work with Coach Karen, we've had it on the ticker here. You can go to www.coachkarenascott.com and definitely go check it out and see what she's got going on, because she's got some things to really help you thrive. So we love you so much, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.